What's happening, Pokemoshpit? My name is Wojton and today I'm bringing you my first upload on this channel in form of underused battle against my friend HeadbangingLudicolo. I'm using a team that I know like a back of my hand with 3 attackers, 2 walls and a supporter. On his side it's more or less the same story, and of course he brought that stupid flying scorpion, which is an immediate sign of a long battle. So let's not waste any more time and get on with it. I lead with Scarf Darmanitan, just because I've got the best overall coverage against his team, but I decide to play it safe and go for a U-turn against his Nidoking in case of switch. I go to Milotic and I really don't take Earth Power as well as I hoped to, so then I make a double switch to Shaymin, but he predicts that, switches his attack to an Ice Beam and nails me on the switch. Because Shaymin is another Choice Scarf attacker on my team, I outspeed him even without max speed investment and hit with Earth Power, but he unfortunately survives it with a few HP and finishes me with Earth Power of his own. I go back to Darmanitan and revenge kill him with a U-turn to Milotic. Then I go for Recover just to scout his Sharpedo's moveset, but he gets a defense drop with a Crunch, so now even after I negated all stat changes with Haze, I can't take another life for boosted hit. I decide to sacrifice a Claydol to wear him down with his Life Orb, knowing that I don't really need Stealth Rocks as only one thing on his team is really affected by them. He takes me out with 2 crunches and now my plan is to bring Togekiss and Thunder Wave his X-Wing to negate all of his speed boosts and make him easy to take out. Thankfully he doesn't flinch me with Waterfall and gets paralyzed on the following turn, allowing me to roost off the damage, but then I just decide to go for an Air Slash and it turns out to be a good decision because he gets paralyzed again on the same turn. Now he goes to his Gligar and taunts me to disable my roost, as I go for an Air Slash again just to see how much it does. Because I need my Milotic more than anything on my team, I know that I need to get a free switch to it to recover my health, and I'm pretty sure that now is probably the best opportunity to do it. That is why I decide to bring him down below half with another Air Slash and then switch out as he roosts off the damage. Surprisingly though, he is carrying a Stone Edge and because it does a solid chunk to my Togekiss, he decides to go for it again on my switch. So now I'm praying to survive an Earthquake, and indeed Milotic leaves it like a monster with 7 HP and recovers all the way up to full HP on his switch to Registeel. Now I switch right back to Gorillas to put a pressure on him as he sets up his rocks, and I decide to lock myself on Super Power predicting a Houndoom, but he just plays it safe and goes back to Gligar, so it does absolutely nothing. With Milotic back on full HP, I can easily take on most of his team, and I just go for a Scald to try getting a burn on something. He brings his Hitmontop for the first time, but because Technician boosted Fake Out does a pitiful amount to me, he makes another switch to Registeel. Then we exchange a status for status, because I burn him with another Scald as he Thunder Waves me, but I actually appreciate that because it activates my Marvel Scale without cutting my survivability. Then he tries to wear me down with Seismic Toes, hoping that I get paralyzed, but with a burn damage taking its toll every turn, it just doesn't work out for him. He realizes that and brings his Houndoom now, so I switch to Darmanitan to scout. He goes for a nasty plot predicting me just to go for a Scald again, so now he is forced to go back to Gligar to take my Super Power. I realize that this isn't going anywhere, so to break through this thing, I decide to Death Fodder my Togekiss, bring him down below half with an Air Slash, and then not allow him to go for a Roost. He takes me out with a Stone Edge, but now I bring my Weavile to force his switch. Choice Banded Ice Punch joined with a burn damage looks to be enough to finish his Registeel in 2 hits, but I don't want to take any unnecessary damage, especially with Stealth Rocks up on my side, so I switch to Darmanitan once again. Earthquake brings me down low enough on HP that I won't survive another Stealth Rock switch in, so I go for a Rock Slide, hoping that it will be enough to finally take out his Gligar, but of course it isn't. He lives with a negative 2 HP and just like me before recovers all of the damage. So I switch back to Milotic and with Marvel Scale, I take an Earthquake like it's nothing. He decides to Death Fodder his Registeel and then goes to Houndoom, and because Dark Pulse does quite a bit, now I Death Fodder Darmanitan, go back to Weavile and finish him with an Ice Punch. In comes Hitmontop once again, and once again Milotic takes Fake Out followed up by a close combat like an absolute beast, and recovers all of the damage. He keeps spamming close combats as I get paralyzed, but another one is still not enough to take me out and I do just that with a Scald. His last Pokemon is of course a Gligar, what else would it be? He finishes my Milotic with an Earthquake, but then my Xerxes demolishes him with Choice Banded Ice Punch, and that is the game. Great game, HeadbangingLudicolo, with a few survivals on both sides, which definitely made it longer, but also evened up till the very end. I hope you guys enjoyed it, in which case you are more than welcome to check out my as well as my opponent's channel, and I see you all next time.